The word Avengers evokes images of mighty heroes, comic book legends battling for justice. We think of characters with superhuman strength, advanced technology, and unyielding courage fighting to save the world from imminent threats. These heroes, born from the imaginations of writers and artists, have become cultural icons, representing the ultimate fight between good and evil. Yet history whispers of another group of Avengers, their story far removed from the realm of fantasy. These were real people, living in a world torn apart by war and hatred. Their battles were not fought in the pages of comic books, but in the streets, forests, and hidden corners of a war-ravaged Europe. They were part of the resistance, fighting against an oppressive regime that sought to annihilate them. These Avengers were not super soldiers or gods, but ordinary men and women driven by an extraordinary thirst for vengeance. They were teachers, doctors, students, and laborers, united by a common cause. Their weapons were not high-tech gadgets, but their sheer willpower and determination. They had witnessed the worst of humanity and emerged with a burning desire to seek justice for their fallen loved ones. They were survivors of the Holocaust, their lives forever scarred by unimaginable horrors. They had endured the ghettos, the concentration camps, and the death marches. They had lost family, friends, and their homes. The memories of the atrocities they witnessed were etched into their minds, fueling their resolve to never let such horrors be forgotten or go unpunished. Their mission to avenge the 6 million Jews systematically murdered by the Nazi regime. They sought to bring the perpetrators to justice, to make them pay for their crimes. This was not just about revenge, it was about ensuring that the world would remember the atrocities and learn from them. They wanted to prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again. Theirs is a tale of righteous fury, moral ambiguity, and the enduring struggle for justice in the shadow of genocide. It is a story of resilience, of ordinary people rising to extraordinary challenges. Their actions were driven by a deep sense of duty to their lost loved ones and to future generations. They remind us that even in the darkest times, the human spirit can shine brightly, fighting for justice and remembrance. In the aftermath of World War II, as the world reeled from the atrocities of the Holocaust, the landscape of Europe was left in ruins. Cities were devastated, and the survivors of the Holocaust emerged from the shadows of concentration camps, bearing the scars of unimaginable horrors. Amidst this chaos, a group of Jewish partisans emerged from the ashes, determined to seek justice for the 6 million Jews who had perished. They called themselves Nakam, Hebrew for vengeance. This group was not just a collection of individuals, but a symbol of the collective pain and anger felt by the Jewish community. These were not hardened soldiers, but former prisoners of concentration camps, resistance fighters and refugees. They were ordinary people who'd been thrust into extraordinary circumstances, forced to fight for their survival and the memory of those they had lost. They had witnessed the depths of human depravity, lost loved ones, and endured unimaginable suffering. The images of liberated concentration camps, the grieving faces of survivors, and the shattered families left an indelible mark on their souls. Now, united by grief and rage, they sought retribution. They gathered in secret meetings, planning their next moves, driven by a burning desire to make their oppressors pay for their crimes. They believed that justice, as dispensed by the Allied powers, was too lenient. The Nuremberg trials, while significant, did not satisfy their need for true justice. They felt that true justice demanded an eye for an eye. For them, retribution was not just about punishment, but about restoring a sense of balance and honor to the memory of those who had perished. The acts of vengeance they planned were a testament to their unyielding resolve and the depth of their pain. The Avengers' plan was audacious, even terrifying. They considered poisoning the water supply of German cities, a chilling echo of the Nazis' own methods. They debated targeting SS officers and high-ranking Nazis, those directly responsible for the horrors of the Holocaust. Abba Kovner, a charismatic poet and resistance fighter, emerged as a leader. He traveled to Palestine to gather support and resources, appealing to the conscience of a world still coming to terms with the Holocaust's magnitude. The Nuremberg trials, intended to hold Nazi war criminals accountable, offered a glimmer of hope for justice. However, for many survivors, the trials felt inadequate. The scale of Nazi crimes seemed insurmountable, the punishments meted out insufficient. Many high-ranking Nazis escaped justice, while countless others responsible for carrying out the genocide faded into anonymity. For the Avengers, Nuremberg was a bitter disappointment, reinforcing their belief that true justice demanded direct action. Operation Poison, a taste of their own medicine. Among the Avengers' most audacious plans was Operation Poison. Led by Kovner and a chemist named Pasek, the operation aimed to poison bread loaves intended for German prisoners of war held in American-run camps. The Avengers saw this as a symbolic act of retaliation, a taste of the suffering inflicted upon their own people. They procured poison, infiltrated bakeries, and meticulously planned the operation, driven by a chilling sense of purpose. The poisoning of Stalag 13, a silent strike. One of the Avengers' targets was Stalag 13, a POW camp near Nuremberg, housing thousands of SS officers and Gestapo members. Under the cover of darkness, a small group infiltrated the camp and coated bread loaves with arsenic. The poison was carefully calculated to induce illness, not immediate death. Their goal was not mass murder, but a symbolic act of vengeance, a stark reminder that the crimes of the Nazi regime would not go unpunished. The exact number of victims of the Stalag 13 poisoning remains shrouded in secrecy. While some accounts claim thousands were poisoned, official records report a few hundred cases of food poisoning. Regardless of the actual number, the operation had a profound impact. It sent shockwaves through occupied Germany, demonstrating the survivors' determination to seek retribution. However, it also sparked debate about the morality of such actions, blurring the lines between justice and vengeance. For decades, the Avengers' story remained largely unknown. Their operations, shrouded in secrecy and often denied by those involved, took on a mythical quality. Some historians questioned the veracity of their accounts, while others acknowledged their existence but debated the extent of their actions. The Avengers themselves remained silent. Their motives and actions a complex tapestry woven from trauma, grief, and an unyielding thirst for justice. The Avengers' legacy raises uncomfortable questions about the nature of justice, revenge, and the long shadow of genocide. Were their actions justified, a righteous response to unimaginable evil? Or were they morally reprehensible, a descent into the very barbarity they sought to avenge? There are no easy answers, no black and white judgments. Their story forces us to confront the limits of human forgiveness and the enduring legacy of trauma. The Avengers' story, though often overlooked, serves as a stark reminder of the Holocaust's enduring impact. This group, driven by a profound sense of loss and a burning desire for justice, emerged from the shadows of one of history's darkest periods. Their mission was not just about vengeance, but about ensuring that the atrocities they witnessed would never be forgotten. They sought to hold those responsible accountable, to make sure that the world would remember the horrors of the Holocaust and learn from them. Their actions, driven by unimaginable pain and a thirst for retribution, challenge us to grapple with the complexities of justice and the enduring human need for accountability. The Avengers were not just seeking revenge, they were fighting for a moral reckoning. They wanted the world to confront the brutal reality of what had happened, to face the truth head-on. Their story forces us to ask difficult questions about justice, morality, and the lengths to which we must go to ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. Their story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, even in the face of unimaginable darkness. Despite the horrors they endured, these individuals found the strength to rebuild their lives, to create new beginnings out of the ashes of their past. Their resilience is a powerful reminder of the human capacity for hope and renewal. It shows us that, even in the darkest times, there is a light that can guide us forward. It is a story that continues to resonate today, reminding us of the importance of remembering the past, seeking justice, and confronting the darkest chapters of human history. The legacy of the Avengers is not just a historical footnote. It is a living testament to the power of memory and the necessity of justice. As we honor their story, we are reminded of our collective responsibility to ensure that the lessons of the Holocaust are never forgotten and that we remain vigilant in the fight against hatred and injustice in all its forms.